Okay, here we're beginning. Let's stand up. Let's warm up a little bit. Встаем, разминаемся. Okay. So let it fall. Даю мне туда спокойненько упасть. Good. Let it fall forward. Okay, shoulders. Let's warm them up. Okay, good. Forward. Now let's do this. One shoulder back, another forward. Back, forward. Одно назад, другое вперед. Back, forward. Back, forward, back, forward, and let's unite them. Good. Now, another direction. Back, forward. В другом направлении. Назад, вперед. Назад, вперед. Назад, вперед. Back and forward. Back and forward. Back and forward. And let's unite them. Okay, good. Now let's work with the ribs and the chest. Open, close. Open, close. You can put your thumbs here to make sure your ribs are working. Мы можем положить пальцы на вот эту точку, которая условно находится под серединой линии груди, каждой из грудей. Проверить, что наши ребра раскрываются и закрываются. Okay, now close and close them a little more. Slouch here, just push. Еще посильнее чуть-чуть закрыли and relax. Okay, now let's do this. Let's train the shoulder blades. Работаем с лопатками. So what you have to do is to push your shoulder blades down. First of all, left, then right. По очереди работаем лопатками. Левая, правая. Левая, правая. Make sure you're not doing this. So it's your back working. Okay, so left and right. And left and right. And left and right. And now two shoulder blades at once. Down. Down. Down again. Down again. And now let's do this. We put shoulder blades down, лопатки вниз, силой. And make sure your ribs are closed. Yes, because we can't do like shoulder blades down and ribs up. No, shoulder blades down, ribs closed. Yeah, so such a dynamic position. Okay, let's work with the hips a little bit. Ooh, it's getting hot. Good. Now let's go in another direction. Okay. Now semicircle. Back. Полукруг. Назад. Good. And now semicircle forward. И теперь полукруг вперед. Okay, very good. Now, keep your knees a little bit bent. And let's work with the hips forward and back. Коленки подсогнули, работаем тазом. Назад и вперед. Try to finally get it into a stable position. Down. Okay. Knees bent like this. And when your hips are very heavy going down, we'll swing them to the side, just to relax them. But all the time, I'm checking that it's kind of going down. So my lower back is getting relaxed and more relaxed and more relaxed. Да, мы двигаем бедрами из стороны в сторону, постоянно стараясь еще больше расслабить поясницу. Okay, good. Now let's stand up and stretch a little bit the side. So we're going up and going to the side with the hips. Not going too deep, do not hurt yourself. First up and then to the side. Мы сейчас вытянулись наверх и тянем немножечко в боковую сторону. Обратите внимание, я не сажусь на бедро. Not like this. Now, so we're stretching. Stretching upwards, stretching to the side. Good. Now, upwards, and let's go to this side. Okay, and let's do it again on this axis. So first of all, up, and then stretching to the side. Kind of relaxing to the side. Okay, and once again, up, and going to the side. Good. Now, let's make our hips stable and stretch up from the center and lean to the side. А теперь бедрами не двигаем, а от бедер наклоняемся. Okay, up. First up, and then to the side. Hips stable. If it's like this, it's okay. Good. Now, once again, up, hips stable, go to the side. Good. And up, hips stable, and go to the side. Good. Now, let's do this. Keep your knees relaxed, keep your lower back relaxed. It's very important. And keep stretching from the lower back upwards. Yes, you need to be like this. Like we are, I don't know, trying to dive out of the water, something like this. And in this position, we are going to do this. So we're going to one side and to another. Trying to make our spine stable. Yes, I'm not doing this. No. Stable. And actually, I can even keep my head stable. While doing this movement, we are going to do it for quite a while. Try to relax everything you can in the lower back. So I'm stretching upwards, I'm stretching downwards, but I'm keeping my lower back relaxed. Look, you continue doing it. Not like this, no. So I'm stretching my spine and rotating and trying to find some, I don't know, pleasure in this movement. Итак, я растягиваю свой позвоночник от копчика до затылка, хотя затылка, конечно, не часть позвоночника, но тем не менее. Стараюсь, чтобы позвоночник мой оставался в центре и стабильным. Стараюсь держать взгляд на одной точке. Плечи опущены. И меня не болтает из стороны в сторону. Ну и пытаюсь еще в этом найти какое-то свое удовольствие. Okay, now try to analyze how this movement is made. It's made by the center of our body changing its projection to one standing leg and to another standing leg. You continue doing, just watch. Продолжайте делать, просто смотрите. Oops. And my center is projecting to the center of this foot. Yes? I'm finding this connection. And now to this. So what I'm doing in this movement is I'm changing the connection of my center. And that's how it works. Как совершается это движение? Я фактически меняю точку, с которой связан мой центр, на эту стопу или на эту стопу. И за счет этого я совершаю это движение. Continue doing. Feel that your spine is long, your center is very active, so it's not like this, it's not like I have eaten, I don't know, something very big, no. So this part of me is active and toned. And I feel this connection of my center with both my legs and feet. So the main points I need to feel is the central part of my adductor and the central part of my foot, the so-called heart of the foot. Maybe we'll develop on it later. And shoulders down, don't forget. Don't take your shoulders up. Okay, very good. Я не помню, о чем я сейчас говорила на английском, поэтому надеюсь, все понятно. Да, мы помним про соединение центра со всем моим остальным телом. Центр мой активный, да, не разболтанный. Чем более активный центр, тем мне лучше. И я чувствую связь центра с точкой в середине приводящей мышцы бедра. Это внутренняя часть бедра вот здесь. И сердцем стопы. Okay, good. Now, I'm going to add arms to this movement. So rotation will get smaller. It's kind of, I'm changing to the direction in which the movement goes. Before, it went to rotation. Now, it goes to the arms. Я сейчас фактически уменьшаю амплитуду вращения, то есть я меняю ту точку, в которую идет направление энергии моего центра. Да? То есть если раньше это уходило во вращение, то сейчас это уходит в руки. Try to be as relaxed as possible. Don't use any muscles but the center, and maybe use legs to achieve this movement. Стараемся не махать руками с точки зрения мышц. Да, стараемся использовать наш центр для того, чтобы делать это движение. Okay. I believe your center is active now. Try to make it just a little bit more active to make your arms go more up at a certain moment. More active center and the arms go up. В какой-то момент, я надеюсь, что центр у вас и так активный, мы делаем его более активным, и за счет этого движения, руки летят куда-то еще дальше. When you want it, you do it. Когда хотим. So when you feel like it, make your center more active and let your arms fly high. And try to feel, this is the movement in your stomach. This is not the movement in your arms. It's generated in the center of your body. Делаем, когда хотим, когда чувствуем. И чувствуем, что это движение рождается в центре моего тела, прям в животе. Не руками я ношу. Живот я напрягаю, какую-то точку, ноги, и мои руки полетели. Good, let's stop. Feels good. If it's very cold there, don't forget to drink water. Yeah, it's 30 degrees here, I think. So probably no jogging today. So we have worked with the hips. Now let's work a little bit with the hip joints and with the balances. So first of all, we need to release the hip joint. Doesn't matter how well it looks. But keep your standing leg active. Yeah, it's not like, no. Standing leg active. And the free leg is releasing the hip joint. Make your center active too. Yeah, do not do like this. Up. Another direction. Very good. Let's change the standing leg. So remember, always up in the standing leg. Все время мы идем наверх по опорной ноге. Центр активный, да, помните, эту молнию на брючках застегнули. Good, change the direction. Okay, so now again, high on the standing leg, relax in the free leg, and let's do it again. High in the standing leg and relax in the free leg. Standing leg high, relax here. Standing leg high and relax here. Okay, up and relax. Up and relax. And now feel this. When we're going up, we are pushing down too, like we did the previous lesson, so that we are more stable. Up and push down. So actually it's up and push down. And when I push down, in my base leg, my free side relaxes automatically. Итак, помню, что мы не только идем наверх, но мы еще и давим вниз. И в этот момент как раз у нас расслабляется свободная линия. One last time. Up and push down. And let's work with the relaxed leg. So what you need to do is to make your center absolutely stable. You can do a little bit of rotation, it's okay. But do not do this. Yeah? No. It's not good for your back. So everything here is stable. Yeah? It's like I'm putting on very tight jeans. And then I'm working with my leg from my joint. Might be not high, but only from the joint. Да, мы с вами не прогибаемся, мы стараемся держать весь кор собранным. If you're not sure if your center is working, put one hand here and another on your back. If you feel like there is a movement, it's not good. So make the core stable. Если вы не уверены, что у вас не работает центр или работает, положите одну руку на поясницу, одну на живот. И там никакого особого движения быть не должно. Ну, совсем чуть-чуть есть за счет того, что меняется угол наклона таза, но не болталка. No. Okay, now that you have this feeling of a stable core, you can add just a natural counter position, natural rotation in your body, just because it's natural. Don't hold it. Add your arms too. Когда мы уже поняли, что наш центр стабилен, мы можем добавить сюда руки. Good, guys. Let's go on. While doing a brief checkup, you're high on your standing leg. You're never sitting on your hip. You're high. Your center is active, core stable, legs and arms relaxed. One leg and arms relaxed. Sorry, the standing leg cannot be relaxed. Итак, проверили. Мы стоим высоко на опорной ноге, на бедре не сидим. Центр собран, кор стабилен. Свободная нога и руки расслаблены. Good, now stop. Whew. If you need, do something like this to get rid of the tension. And let's do the same. So up on the standing leg, pushing down, relaxing my free line, and ready to go. If you need to put your hands on your core, it's okay. Если нужно, кладем ручки себе на живот и на спинку. Если не нужно, не кладем. And let's continue moving. Brief checkup. High on your hip, not sitting on your hip. Active center, stable core, shoulders down, arms relaxed, leg relaxed. Very good, let's stop. Whew. Good. Now, see that we don't have to talk about the projection of the center on the standing leg anymore. It kind of works automatically. But every time I have this pendulum movement, it's indeed this. So my center is connected to the standing leg, and because of this, the movement happens. But we don't have to think of it every single time. Once we catch it in our body, we're done. We don't need it anymore. Обратите внимание, что мы сейчас не особенно уже говорили про то, за счет чего происходит движение, да, за счет проекции центра на опорную ногу, потому что, в принципе, всем уже это понятно. И вам не нужно постоянно об этом думать. Один раз вы это поймали, и вы это уже не потеряете. Ну, или, по крайней мере, скорее всего, не потеряете. Okay, we still have to relax our knees. But before this, let's just do a little bit of stretching. So, put your free leg close to you. If it's not very close, it's okay too. Make sure your hip is not up, your hip is down. Ooh, good. And same leg, put it back. Again, do not sit on your hip, stand up. Good. Another leg, just a little bit to give more freedom to the movement. Hip not up, yes, not like this, hip down, shoulder blades down. На бедре не сидим, бедро свободной ноги не поднимаем, лопатки вниз, чуть-чуть потянули, окей, and same leg back. Okay, very good. Now we're standing high on the standing leg, pushing down, and what we're going to do is keep the knee as stable as possible. It's like I'm holding my leg with my arms, but I'm not going to hold it with my arms, I'm going to hold it with my muscles. And I'm trying to make this movement in my, I don't know, calf, how to call this part of the leg. And I'm trying to make it as free as possible. Look, it's not about this beautiful movement we sometimes use as an adorno. No, it's about being completely free, like I'm doing this with my hands, yeah? So free, not thinking about how to make it beautiful. No, free. Итак, у нас здесь не украшалка, нам нужно сделать это движение максимально свободно. It involves your knee, it involves your hip joint too. It's okay. But stand high on your standing leg. Make sure you are not putting your hip up. Yes, we don't need this. For a stable position. And we're trying to make it as fluid and as free as possible. Стараемся разболтать здесь ногу абсолютно свободно, насколько получается. Okay. And let's try it as doing the same movement in another direction. For me, it's not that easy, but I'm going to try. It looks weird on video. Fun. Good. Now again, another standing leg, up and pushing down, your hip down, and let's make this movement free. Or at least try making it free. Good. Another direction. Good. And now the last one. This is not a pendulum movement anymore. I'm having this circle in my calf. But I'm not making the rest of the leg stable. It's like I'm moving my foot, and whatever else needs to move, I can move. Смотрите, сейчас основное мое движение в голеностопе. Но если чему-то нужно двигаться вместе с голеностопом, пускай двигается, да, не блокируем. Okay, another direction. Okay. Again, I'm moving my foot and the ankle, but if the hip needs to move a little bit, it's okay. I'm not holding it. Okay, good. Another direction. Okay, good. And maybe the last one for the warm-up, long warm-up today, combined with many exercises. So put your leg in front of you and contract your foot facing you so that you can stretch the back part of your leg. And if you can, if you want, you can stretch a little bit towards this front leg. Да, ногу поставили перед собой, подъем на себя сократили, чуть-чуть на нее нагнулись. Make sure your back is straight, so you're not crouching. Good. Let's change. As much as possible and a little bit bent forward. Okay, good. Now my weight is in front. I'm putting my leg backwards and putting more weight to the front so that I could stretch the back part of my leg again. If you keep this leg straight, then it's mostly your calf and your knee which are stretched. If you bend the knee, you will stretch the foot. So you can do it with a straight leg and go forward, and then bend the knee and go down to stretch the heel. Да, помню, что мы можем здесь тянуться с прямой ногой, и тогда мы тянем икру и подколенное сухожилие, а потом можем идти вниз и потянуть пяточку. Okay, let's change the legs. So first of all, back leg straight, heel on the floor. So we're stretching the calf and the back side of the knee. Good, and when we're done, we can go down and stretch the heel and the foot. Girls usually need this because we dance in high heels, so we always have those parts of our body contracted. Тем, кто танцует на каблуках, обязательно вот это тянуть, потому что у нас там постоянно сокращенный ахилл, ничего хорошего в этом нет. Okay, now let's work a little bit on the balance. And the thing is, I support the theory that we cannot find a permanent balance in our body. We are not a table or a chair which has 4 legs. So when we are moving, we are constantly in the process of finding this balance. So it's not like, oh, I'm stuck, I found the balance, I can keep it. No, it's like we are always looking for it. And sometimes doing some exercises, we can learn to look for this balance faster. In fact, when we look, for example, at a professional dancer, ballerina, it might seem that she has this perfect balance. The reality is that she is just looking for it so fast that we cannot detect the moment she's doing this. Я поддерживаю теорию о том, что баланс – это не какая-то статическая величина, которую можно найти и держать. То есть мы не стол, у нас не 4 ножки, наше тело постоянно двигается. Когда мы смотрим на балерину, нам кажется, что у нее идеальный баланс, она его не теряет. На самом деле она просто находит его так быстро, что мы даже не успеваем взглядом заметить процесс этого поиска. Поэтому делаем кое-какие упражнения, которые нам помогают. Okay, so first thing for our balance is having a stretching and relaxed spine. Because the moment we do this, we'll be starting to lose balance. Or the moment we do this. So stretching and keeping the lower back relaxed. Okay. Now, when we have done this, let's do a brief checkup of the posture. Let's try to use it, the more dynamic position right now, to use it for our tango, but you can actually do the same in the static position. We are going to do it in the dynamic. So let's keep both heels together. Let's check that our knees are relaxed. We can relax them forward. Let's do this exercise a few times. Yes, I'm keeping the level, and I'm putting my weight on the balls of the foot, and my knees are going forward, and I'm not changing my level. No, it's like I'm having having my upper body stable and my lower body working. Good. Now, so our knees are relaxed, not like this, not a grasshopper, не кузнечик у нас там, свободные коленки. Now, heavy hips going to the floor and active center, not like this, no, this is not a good center. Active center, ribs closed, shoulder blades down, and head relaxed. And all this, we have like hips back, chest forward, because we are like ready to jump forward. Let's do this movement a few times, just to feel this dynamics. So when we want to jump there, not there, not there, there, yes, there. So it's kind of a diagonal, diagonal, diagonal. And somewhere in the middle of this jump, we can get relaxed. So make sure that your body is stretching. You are not collapsing, but there is no hypertension anywhere. You can move your shoulders. It's important that we have this freedom of articulation. You can move your hips if you want. You can move your knees, you can move your ankles. So you have all parts of your body not without any tension. I can't say relaxed, because a relaxed body looks like this, yeah? But without any, I don't know, muscle cramps. Good. Now, we're going to put all of our weight to one axis. Make sure your free line is relaxed and we are not collapsing. High here, relaxed here. And I'm putting my free leg up, just a little bit up. And I'm trying to feel the connection of my center to the central part of the abductor. Yes, it involves a little bit of rotation in my spine, just a little bit, to make myself more stable. You can just raise it a centimeter from the floor. The idea is not to keep it on the floor, is to keep it up, just for the training. Now, imagine we are doing a lapis, but not on the floor, in the air. Just a little bit in the air. I'm moving my leg upwards, but the thing is, while I do this movement, I don't need to raise the hip joint. Look, not like this. No, put your hand on your hip joint, and while moving your leg, it's not a lapis, yes, it's a quarter of a lapis. Feel the connection of the center to the center of the abductor muscle. So here, there is still this connection, but there is no rotation in my spine. Yes, here, I'm facing the front leg. Here, I'm not facing anything. While we're working in the air is to work on our balance. Because for every position of our leg, we need to find a counter position of our body. We need to compensate for any movement, and thus we will look for this balance quicker. Я что-то забыла все это переводить на русский, но мы делаем такую четверть ляписа, не забывая про то, что спереди у нас есть естественная диссоциация. В боковой части ее нету. Убедитесь, что ваш тазобедренный сустав не поднимается на этом движении. Okay. Now let's do another quarter of a lapis when our leg is going backwards. Look what's going on with my upper body when my leg is going backwards. I'm facing the front leg. So yeah, it's like my center is always connected to the center of this abductor and this abductor. But the concentration changes from this part to this part. Yes? Good. So from the center, make sure you're facing your front leg to the neutral position. Back and neutral. Back and neutral. And front and side and back and side and front and side and back, and let's relax for a little while. Good. I'll just bring more water. Okay, now we'll do exactly the same with another leg, but I'm going to stand in this position towards you so that you can see how my posture is working. So yeah, first of all, I'm using a stable axis and a relaxed free line. It's important, yes? I'm raising the leg upwards. It can be just a little bit from the floor, can be higher, but you keep the same level. So no matter how high you lift it, it's not like here it's down, here it's up, no, the same level. 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter. 10 centimeters, 10 centimeters, 10 centimeters, doesn't matter. Можем на любой уровень поднимать ногу. Okay, so my center is facing the front leg. I feel the connection of my body center with the center of the abductor of the free leg and the standing leg. And I move it to the side. Yes, you see I'm neutral, and here I have this dissociation towards the front leg. But never, ever, ever, I'm losing the active dynamic position. No. No. So, my body is here, it only has rotation. It doesn't have any other movement. Да? Мы никогда не теряем эту динамическую позицию нашего корпуса. Что с нами происходит, так это скручивание. Но я не делаю никакого прогиба. So know this. Yes? Always front. Good. Now let's do from the side to the back. And maybe I'm even having my body a little bit more backwards. Maybe. But no backwards. And I have this dissociation towards the standing leg now. Yes? Standing leg. Standing leg. Good. Neutral, forward. Neutral, backward, sorry. Neutral, backward. Neutral, backward. And now let's do front, side, back. Side, front. Side, back. Side, front. Side, back. Side, front. Relax. Okay, if you ever tried any classical dance, like ballet, for example, you will see that the exercise we've been doing is completely different from what they do. So the reason is I'm using the exercises which can be used for tango Argentino, but not belly dance or something else. Да, это упражнение очень сильно отличается от балетного круга, который они делают. So the basic difference for you to understand it, because if you're taking some other classes, there might be a question. So in ballet, they keep the central position. It's not the dynamic one. It's more a central one. And they're having their feet like this. Of course, I'm not a ballet dancer, but they have this hip open, and here it's also open. Yes, this position. In tango, we do not use this position in this. No. In tango, we use a closed side position in this. Not open. Closed. So even if it's open here, here it's closed. And here it's also closed, but in ballet too. And it can be relaxed. You can force inside, face inside, sorry. But still, here it's very important that in tango we do not use this only if we want to use it as an adorno. If we want to do some kind of adorno, yes, we can do it, open and close. But in normal lapis, now it is like this, like in a step. Yes, we don't do a step like this, unless it's an adorno again. We have a step like this. В отличие от балета, у нас вот в этой точке бедро не раскрывается. В этой может, кстати, раскрываться, может не раскрываться, это вопрос эстетики. Но здесь обычно в ляписе, в танго, не используется открытое положение. То есть мы используем закрытое, 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 и даже здесь обычно закрытое. Но может быть здесь приоткрытое. Да, то есть вот это может использоваться как украшение иногда, но, тем не менее, это не функционально. Да? То есть шаг мы так не делаем, и ляпис мы так не ходим. Okay, but now, to work a little bit with the hip joint, to understand how it works, let's try doing this kind of adorno. First of all, on the floor and then in the air, so because we are concentrating on our balance today. Yes, so one standing line, one free line, yes, again, upward and backward. We are very stable here and relaxed here. So what we are going to do is we are going to put our foot on the toe in front of us, touching the floor, but not any weight here, yes. And I'm in dynamic position as usual. And I will open the hip and close the hip. Да, у меня обычная моя постура, моя база, как это, опорная нога, моя свободная нога. Свободная нога на носочке открывается, закрывается. Open and close. Open and close. It's very good for your hip joint. Good. Now we're going to do this. We're going to put this toe a little closer to us. So close and open. Close and open. Very easy, yeah? And now open and a little line. And then close and draw a little line. Yes, we'll go. And then open and draw this line. Close and the line. Открыли, чуть-чуть пронесли. Закрыли, чуть-чуть пронесли. Открыли, пронесли. Закрыли, пронесли. Открыли, пронесли. Закрыли, пронесли. Now, we can try to make it smooth. It's as if we're drawing the sign of eternity, this 8 figure. You can use your hand to help you if you want. Yes, because it's the same movement here. And right now, I'm not using my shoulders much. I'm trying to work with my hips. И постараемся сделать это плавным. Рисуем этот знак бесконечности, перевернутую восьмерку. И стараемся плечо особенно не использовать. Можем добавить себе движение в руке, чтобы понять, что куда двигать. Но в целом, по-моему, не сложно. Мне кажется, что вы справляетесь. Okay, and now let's have this movement in the air. И попробуем это поднять на воздух. Good. Relax and we'll get back to it later. Again, dynamic position, forward and up, backward and down, very stable standing leg, relaxed, free leg. So first of all, close and open. Close and open. While we're doing this, I'll tell you that what this thing is not a very popular adorno, embellishment, but it's a very nice one. I think so. And it's used both by the men and the women. So kind of universal. We just use it in different situations. Это очень популярное украшение, которым мы занимаемся. Его используют и мужчины, и женщины. В общем-то, я его люблю. Мне оно нравится. Okay. Now, close and move, open and move, close and move, open and move, close and move, open and move. Do not sit on your hip. Close and move, open and move, close and move, open and move, close and move, open and move. And let's make it smooth. First on the floor. И постараемся сделать это более плавным. And when you are ready, you can raise it a little bit from the floor. Personally, I just hate this sound. I don't like it. And I'm not using my shoulders much. I'm just letting them move to compensate the moving of my hips. Good. a little bit. We continue this movement. Good. Relax. Now we'll repeat it once again and concentrate on other things. Like in any movement in our life, it's not like I'm just moving my leg. No, it's like my center is always moving this inside of the abductor, so connection. Yes, remember this connection of my center to the center of the abductor. And it's always working because of this connection. That's what makes it efficient, not just the movement of the leg. Yes? So this can seem free, but this is not controlled. So what we are trying to achieve is doing this smooth because of this connection. And then we can release it and let it go if we want. Да, помните соединение центра с центром вот этой мышцы, да, то есть это не вот это вот просто движение, да, то есть это я использую вот эту связь для того, чтобы сделать это плавно. Okay, let's take a breath and let's do this kind of movement once again. If it's hard, you can stay on the previous version, yes? Do it by step. Open, close, move. Open, move. Close, move. If it's okay, do it in the air and try to make it smooth. Do not block your upper body. If it needs any movement, move it. Да, то есть верхнюю часть тела мы не блокируем, если ей нужно чуть-чуть двигаться для компенсации движения, пускай движется. And think of the active center, which is actually leading this movement. And when you are ready, you can try making it wider. Like boom, boom, boom. No bolero, just a little bit more dynamics. И когда мы готовы, мы можем добавить чуть-чуть. Sorry, it's very hard for me to speak and do. So you can try adding more dynamics to this movement. I'll just show. Boom, 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 and boom, and boom. Good. Breathe. Good. And let's do another leg too. So first, center is active, but we're not changing the level, so we're just doing it like this. Close and open, close and open. And when you're ready, you can add a little more mid-dynamics. Good. Last thing to remember about this movement is that it doesn't work on its own and actually goes with the music. That's why we need to be able to change this dynamics. Украшалка сама по себе не работает, она работает с музыкой, поэтому нам нужно уметь менять эту динамику. For example, it can be fluid, 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 boom. Yeah? If it goes with the music. Or it can be boom. Yes? Все зависит от музыки, да? То есть может быть резко и потом затихает, а может быть плавно, 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 резко. Yeah, so it goes with the music. And we can do it either like this, so the bass leg is not moving, or let me show you with a chair. It's not a tango class, but since we have taken up this movement, why not discuss it? Or we can do it with the pivot in the standing leg. Yes? So you can practice it later on your own, so I'm just giving this opportunity to you. So it's either, maybe this way a little bit better. Either I'm standing and just moving the free leg, or I'm making a pivot and pivot. Yes? And thus, it will have more dynamics. So it depends on the situation in the dance when I'm actually doing this, but both ways are possible. Good. And one last thing for the balance for the day, the one I don't personally like, but we have to do it. If we want to have our body stable, especially girls, because we work on high heels, we need to have our ankles strong. So what we are doing now is we'll stand up on our toes, walk a little bit, make sure you're in a dynamic position, not this dynamic. So a little bit just walking for the warm-up, встали на носочки, чуть-чуть двигаемся в динамической позиции, да, назад не откидываемся на носочках. But men need this too. So strong muscles are good for anyone, no matter what sex he has. Good. Now, keep your legs apart. And now we're going upwards, yes? When we're on our toes, it's very hard to go down, to push down. What we're going to do is we're going to put all our weight on one axis and be careful. Do not raise this hip, yes? This hip is going down. And we're still on our toes. Go into the center and go into another axis. And we're having our free hip low. Center. Итак, мы сейчас на носочках переносим свой вес с одной оси на другую. Будьте аккуратны. Мы не поднимаем наше свободное бедро. Be careful about your center. It should be active. So we're switching it to one side and to the center and to another side and to the center and to another side and to the center and to another side. And when you're actually feeling good, try lifting your free leg and standing on your toes on one leg only. Yes, it's kind of not easy. For me, it's not easy at all, but I'm trying to do this. And when you're done, again, to your center, try to make it stable. Go to one axis, center active, hip down, and try lifting the free leg. Good. And now center. And one axis. Make sure center is active, hip is released. You're stable and lifted. And now center. And the last one. So one axis. Последний раз, да, мы поднимаем свободную эту ногу, оставаясь на носочках. Good, center. If you're actually very good at balances, not like me, you can remember the exercise we did with this lapis and half lapis and all that. We can do it all using only the so-called releve position, only on your toes. Если у вас с балансом все очень хорошо, это упражнение вам скучно, вы можете попробовать сделать прошлое упражнение с ляписом, но на носочке. But I'm not going to do this now. I'm going to take some breath and relax the body, release all the muscle cramps we can possibly get, and do a little bit of stretching. Okay, do you remember the wave we did at the last lesson? We had our one leg forward to help us, but we can do it with the legs in the same line. Помните волну, которую мы делали? У нас была стопа впереди, чтобы помочь, мы можем делать это и с ногами на одной линии. Now, let's try to do this kind of wave. I'll be taking it slow for you to remember. And what you're trying to achieve is relaxation. So before it was stability, last lesson. Today, the way for the relaxation, but the principle is the same. So we're going forward with our feet, yes, I'm pushing my weight to the front part of my feet, and then I'm going with the knees forward, and hips forward, and stomach forward, and chest forward, and head up, and then I'm kind of releasing it all. And forward, and up, and release.
Итак, я иду вперед. По стопам, коленям, бедрам, животу, груди. Вперед и вверх. А на обратной дороге я просто опадаю. Remember, this is not a dance movement, so we don't need to make it beautiful. We are doing this for our body. We are doing this to release our body. Try to find your own speed, your own dynamics to feel this, yes? So some people will need to make it big. Some people will need to make it small. It depends on your body. Кому-то нужно будет делать движение большим, кому-то маленьким, кому-то быстрым, кому-то медленным. Да, то есть это не танцевальное движение. Мне оно нужно для того, чтобы мое тело заработало. And now, in silence, let's just continue for 1 minute. Maybe 1 minute and a half. Okay, let it stop. And for 1 more minute, just do nothing. Let yourself keep standing. You can keep your eyes closed. Just stand and do nothing. И еще 1 минуточку мы просто стоим, ничего не делаем. Дышим. Don't forget to breathe. Good. Now, go forward. Relaxed, yes? This is not yet stretching, this is relaxation. Идем вперед. And a little bit, swing it from one foot to another. Get relaxed. Your arms relaxed, your head relaxed. Старайтесь здесь расслабиться. Коленки можно согнуть, это у нас еще не растяжка, это просто расслабление. And now, push with your feet and go up. Good. And now let's do a little bit of stretching, now to have our body, I don't know, rigid. И немножечко с вами потянемся. We'll start the stretching with the shoulders today. So what I'm doing, I'm having this with my wrists. See, I'm taking my hand, my wrist with one hand. I do it like this for you to see, but you can do it standing. And I'm pushing down. And now I'm moving my head in another direction. So this is for this muscle, yes? So head down and hand down and head in another direction. Мы с вами это делали, вы знаете, что я делаю, да? То есть я взяла руку в замок, тяну руку вниз, а голову направляю в другую сторону. Good. Now let's do it with another one. So again, I'm holding a wrist with my hand and then stretching. Голова в диагональ, рука вниз. Нам хорошо. Okay. Now again, first variant. Head to diagonal. And you can even try bending a little bit to one side, to another. Yes? To make the stretching deeper. Good. Another one. Okay, good. Now, you can continue on your knees like me, or you can continue standing. Можно работать на коленях, можно стоя. Just be careful with your back. Never like this. Always hips down. So what I'm doing is I'm putting elbow up and pushing it, first of all, backwards and then to the center of my spine. Yes, we're feeling this. You can help with your head. If it's like this, it's okay. Just push it a little bit to relax. And you can bend a little bit. Можно чуть-чуть наклониться, да, чтобы нам было еще повеселее. Okay, another one. So push a little bit backwards and to the center of the back. Okay, now, if it is already good enough for you, continue the same. If you can do a lock with your hands like this, you do the lock. If you cannot do this, you do the previous movement. Итак, если у вас есть замок, то мы продолжаем в замке. Если нету замка, то предыдущее движение. Yes, if no lock, you continue like this. And we move a little bit to the side. И чем лучше замок, тем лучше мы можем позволить себе наклониться в сторону, чтобы усилить это вытяжение. Okay. Another one. Yes, so version 1, you just do this. Version 2, you connect your hands there on your back and move a little bit to the side. Good. Relax your shoulders. Now I suggest that all of you sit down like me. I shall just put it a little closer and a little more down. Yes. Sorry. I don't know, who are these people, weird people who are giving you calls on Facebook? Okay, so we are bending our back. Try to relax here. Move your head a little bit to have more of relaxation. And now go forward. As much forward as you can. You can use your hands to help. Да, мы сначала ушли назад, и теперь мы уходим вперед в прогиб, насколько это возможно. Руками мы себе помогаем. Okay, and go back. And go forward. You don't need to use your head much, but if you want to, you can. Головой можем не двигать, а можем двигать, если хочется. Сплошная демократия. And one last one. Back. And forward. And relax forward a little bit. Okay, now stand up on your knees. You can use something to assist you with the balance. Можно что-то использовать, чтобы помогать с балансом. Можно не использовать. Put one leg forward. And look, if you can't really go down, you can use a chair or something to help you. Yes, you can do like this. Вы можете использовать стул, чтобы себе помочь, если вы не можете наклониться. If it's good enough for you, if you can go down with your back straight, you can go. For me, it's not enough. So first I'm using the chair, and then maybe I will go to the floor. Помню, да, что вот этого нам не надо. Да, то есть лопатки вниз, грудь высоко, наклоняемся. Если хотим, можем использовать стульчик для подмоги. Ну или не стульчик, стеночку, все, что хотите. Когда мы уже хорошо сюда наклонились, можем перейти на землю. forget to breathe. Okay, very good. Let's change the leg. Поменяем ножку. Okay, good. Now again, first leg. And you can go a little bit deeper. И можем наклониться чуть-чуть сильнее, а может и не можем. Тут как пойдет. Okay, change it. Okay, good. Now let's sit down. And we need to sit straight. If it's hard for you to sit straight like this, you can sit on a chair or in another comfortable position. So by sitting straight, I mean this. I don't mean this. I don't mean this. Straight, yes? Push the floor with your butt. And in this position, I'm moving my head to the side, my shoulders to the side. If I'm sitting on a chair, it's okay. It's just that I need to keep my hips stable. Make sure you're not doing this or this, yes? I keep my shoulders parallel to the floor. And I can look a little bit more down. And back here and here. Always make sure you're straight. Всегда проверяем, что мы сидим ровно. Not this, not this. Straight. Это не самое удобное положение, но полезное. Another side. Okay, back and back. And now we can go deeper. Head and shoulders